On.
John Shakespeare was an English businessman, lived in Stratford-upon-Avon. He was married to Mary Shakespeare and had three daughters, Joan, Margaret, and William, Richard, Gilbert, and Edmund. William was the eldest one, and when he was born in 1564, his parents, John and Mary, were lived in Stratford-upon-Avon in Henley Street. When he was born in 1564, his parents already lost two infant daughters, John and Margaret. Fun fact, Edmund is the youngest one and became an actor in London. In 1607, he died and buried in Southwark Cathedral. It's guessed that it was William Shakespeare who paid for his brother's burial inside the church and for the great bell to be rung in his memory. So a respectable middle class family who lived in the market town in Henley Street in Stratford-upon-Avon. The boys had received an English school grammar education where they learned Greek, mathematics, Latin, and history. A tradesman, owner of land, a farmer, illegal broker, a wool dealer. Yes, he was taken to court for violating the law against the usury for prohibiting the higher interest of charge than the legal limit of 10%. By 1580, the family had fallen in hard time by mortgaging his wife's estate in 1596 to pay the creditors. Yet, for 1596, his family granted a coat of arms. It is known that it was by the influence of William Shakespeare that brought that it about. A dutiful son, eldest son, a gold digger, a farmer, a tradesman. Yes, it was wool, not the theatre, that prompted the William to leave Stratford-upon-Avon for England in 1568 for becoming the business family representative. Wiki tells that Thomas Plumes once recorded a conversation with Sir John Meres when he met in his shop and described him as merry-cheeked old man and said of his son that William was a honest good fellow, but he does have crack his jest with him at any time. An awkward relationship sometimes. Parents were illiterate. Yes, that's right. They don't write. They use signs for signature. Son, poet, playwright, actor, lot of words, wool dealer. Yes, it was wool that prompted William to leave Stratford-upon-Avon for London in 1568. So, what are the lessons learned passing from father to son about something to lose, about ethics, about end of trade, business? Or don't take yourself so seriously. If you could turn back time, did we peek into this conversation? What was that about? I know this family business is not for you. The humdrum knob with paddling with fools who cannot make rhymes to save their lives. Wait a minute. Do you think John speaks in iambic pentameter? No, probably not. Mostly plain spoken, right? So, anyone from the audience want to take a stab at? Yeah, please. What will be the possible conversations? 3 minutes. Thank you for joining with us. Really appreciate it. So, gloves were higher in demand in Tudor It was not just for the practical use, for the markets of elite. So that the government protected the trade from the foreign competition. John was also a widower who made leather from the skins of sheep, deer, horses, hounds. Hounds. He took the skin and tanned outside the property and steeped in the unpleasant substance like a urine. William Shakespeare displays some similarities in his craft, like the knives in the Merry Wives of Windsor. John Shakespeare died in 1607. 37-year-old William Shakespeare inherited all his property, later known as Shakespeare Bedplay Trust. Already living on a sizable property, he was following his father's footsteps on the money making. Yes. One of portion of his house he leased to Levi Hickox for extending as an inn, later known as Swan and Maidenhead. The inn was existed till 1846. Later, the entire property was purchased by the Shakespeare's Bedplay Trust. Yes.